Hi guys, this is Mary. Welcome back to Cardz TV. I have been tagged by my good friend Julie from ReadySetStamp.com to tell you my top 20 favorite tools of 2012. So I'm going to dive right in because I'm pretty sure I've probably got more than 20. My trimmer is one of my favorite tools. I have to use my trimmer for everything I do, and this is a new one. I'd had my old one for probably 10 years. I used it so much I wore all the measurements off of it and couldn't read them anymore. But I love this new one as well. It's a Fiskars, and it's great, and I like it because this one you can go all the way up to 6 1/4 inches without having to extend the arm. So that's one of my favorites. And of course, anybody who has an ATG gun, it's got to be a favorite. You can get so much more adhesive on here, and this adhesive works better, I think, because I know some of the adhesives aren't really permanent, and you can make a card or something, and then a couple months later it may come apart. So I love my ATG gun, and I love the tape that goes on there. I also love foam tape, and I get this at Big Lots. It's $1.50. Several of you have asked me where did I get my foam tape, and that's where I get it. It's over in the hardware section, and it's made by Front Porch Treasures. And my good friend Ruthie from September 9th told me about it, and I love it. And this lasts a long time, and it's very economical. Now, to cut this foam tape, another one of my favorites are my Westcott no-stick scissors. These don't stick to anything, and they're also great for cutting paper and twine and other things too. They're titanium, and they are non-stick. I also like my little Cutter Bee scissors for cutting out little small things. They're very sharp, and you can get into little small tight places with them. I have had these for probably 12 years, and they're still good and sharp. But I love my little Cutter Bee scissors. I have so much stuff piled up here you wouldn't believe it. Now, for rounding corners, here's two of my favorite tools. I like my We Are Memory Keepers Corner Chomper. This does 1/4 1/2 inch, and I also like my old favorite. This one does a bigger corner. I've had this forever, and it's still good and sharp too. But those are two of my favorites. Of course, when it comes to adhesive, I rely a lot on my trusty Zig 2-way glue pen, and this is the chisel tip. I also like Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive. This dries really quick, and if you're doing something large, you can put out a little bit more glue with this than the Zig. And Zig sometimes, if you don't get it on fast enough and it's not quite as sticky, it's not permanent. It's repositionable. But this, once you get it on there and it dries, it's down to stay. And speaking of that, another of my favorites, I gotta find somewhere to put these, is Undo. I don't know if you guys have ever used this or not, but if you put something down and it's not where you want it, you can take it up with the Undo. It's got a little scraper blade, and you just drip some of this down into the blade. It will take it up, and you can just wait a few minutes. When it dries, it's still sticky on the back, so you can just put it somewhere else. And this is great for taking glue off scissors and all kinds of things. I love this stuff. It's great. I also like this We Are Memory Keepers punch. One end is a punch, and I use it with this little piece of mouse pad. So you can use it for brads and putting holes in things. And then this end is for opening the brad once you get it on your project. It's kind of like a little chisel tip. I love that. This is from We Are Memory Keepers. I love glue dots. If you can't get something small to stick any other way, glue dots will do it every time. That's one of my favorites. I love my bone folder. I have had this one so long. It's just really old and grungy looking, but it's my favorite, and it's real bone. It's not plastic. It's a real bone folder, and I got it when I first started making cards, so I've had this a really long time. And I lost it for a little while, and I just was lost without it. But I found it, and I'm hanging on to it now. I don't want to lose it again. Another one of my favorites, and this comes with a little bone folder. I've got both sizes of the Martha Stewart Scoreboard. This one is awesome for doing your cards. And the other one's great for envelopes and scoring long things. I love both of them. I love baby wipes. I use baby wipes, and I keep them in this little plastic thing. I clean the ink off my stamps. I just put it in there and clean it off. And I use these to clean my Cricut mats. When they get all gunky and they're not sticky anymore, you can take a baby wipe, clean it off, and it's sticky again. I love punches. These are two of my favorites. This is a label punch, and this is a decorative label punch. These are by EK Success. These are the two I use the most. I just love these. Now for border punches, these two are my favorites right now. This is called Scallop, and I cannot remember the name of this, but it's like a scallop, and it's got a little dot in it. But these are really fun, and these are both by EK Success as well. I love, love, love my stamp presses. I have a Martha Stewart one. It's a little smaller one. And this one is from Fiskars, and it's a little bit bigger one. These are awesome. If you have trouble stamping, you need to try one of these. These are just fantastic. My favorite inks are, of course, Tim Holtz Tea-Dye Distress ink. I use that just about for everything. And I love Memento Tuxedo Black. It gives you a nice dark impression, nice and black, and it doesn't smear. I love my Tweezer Bees. These are great when you have little tiny things you're trying to pick up and you want to put some adhesive on there and then stick them down and you can't quite hold them. They're so tiny. Your Tweezer Bees are what you need. I also love my Xyron Create-A sticker. This is great for little small things. You just drop it down in here, pull it out over here, and it's sticky on the back, just like a little sticker. That's what it's called, Create-A sticker. And of course, I love my Cricut. I couldn't do anything without my Cricut. And right now, my favorite Cricut cartridge is Teddy Bear Parade. Love this one. And I love Elegant Edges. There's several that I love, but I especially love that one and Elegant Edges. This is a ruler I have had for years and years and years, and I always use my ruler to make sure that I've got things straight, and so I know exactly when I'm putting the measurements and everything at the end of the video, I make sure I get it right, and this is the ruler I use. I've had it for ages. Of course, I love my Cuttlebug. Love it, love it. And I love my Cuttlebug folders. These are some new ones I got from Hobby Lobby. They're Paper Studio. This one's very pretty snowflakes. This has got lots of clock faces and watch faces. And this one's got hearts, and I'm going to be using it soon. But I love them. And of course, I love my Cardz TV Stamps. You knew I was going to say that one, didn't you? And they're not a tool, but I love buttons, and y'all know that too. But I think that's my 20. And I know I went kind of fast, but I wanted to make sure I got them all in. In fact, it may have been more than 20. I really lost count there for a while. But I am going to be tagging JANIS from pausdreamenjoy.blogspot.com, and she's going to show you what her favorite things are for 2012. Thanks so much for coming by, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.